Hey everybody, today on Henry's House Foods, I'm going to show you how to make salted caramel macarons. Let's get straight into it. So to make our salted caramel sauce, it's very easy. We're just going to use one 395 gram of sweetened condensed milk, place it on the side into a pot, and we're just going to top this up with water. Now you want the water to come about 4-5 centimeters past the top of the can. And we'll just turn the heat on and bring this up to the boil. Alright guys, so once it reaches the boil, we're going to turn the heat to low, and all we want to do is simmer this. Now we want to leave this for around 2 hours, and that should give us a nice caramel colour and flavour. The longer you leave it, the darker it will get, but 2 hours is fine. Now it's very important to keep on checking on this, say every half an hour, just to make sure the water is above the can. Don't let it go below. Alright, so after about 2 hours I've just taken it out, we're going to put this straight into the fridge. Now guys, don't go opening it because it's going to be pressurized, and trust me, you don't want to know what will happen. So we'll leave it in there and let it come down to temperature. So the first thing we're going to do is sift our dry ingredients. So just into a bowl with a sieve, I'm going to add 1 cup of almond flour, along with 2 cups of icing sugar. And we just want to sift these about 2 to 3 times. Now this is the reason why we need to sift it, because of clumps like this. They'll ruin the smooth texture that we want. So we'll discard that and sift it again. Alright, so basically that's the result we want, a very nice ultra fine powder. So I'll set that to the side for now. And just in a bowl here, I have 3 egg whites. Now these are at room temperature, that's very important. To this we're just going to add a pinch of salt to help stabilize them. At this point the other ingredients we'll need is a 1/4 cup of white sugar, which I have here. We're going to gradually add this as we start getting soft peaks. And just in a glass here I've got our colouring. Now what I've done is mixed red, yellow and blue together to make an almost dark brown sort of colour. You can obviously do any colour you want. So just using a beater, we're going to beat these on a high speed until we start to get soft peaks. At this point we'll start to slowly add our sugar in. About a tablespoon at a time. So as you can see, our mixture has thickened up a lot, and I can feel a bit of tension on the mixer as well, which is what we want. So we're just going to go to a low speed and add in a touch of our colouring. And we'll just add a bit more in. Alright, and that right there is the colour that I want. And as you can see, the mixture is stuck on our beaters too. So basically that is the consistency we want. Now the other test you could do is you should be able to flip the bowl upside down and nothing should come out. So from this point onwards we're just going to use a rubber spatula to fold our mixture through because we don't want to overbeat it. So what we're going to do is start to add in our dry mix of the almond flour and the icing sugar. We're going to do this in quarters. Don't add it all at once because you're going to deflate it. And just fold that through. Now go ahead and add in a bit more. Alright, so that's all of our ingredients folded through nicely. And just look how amazing that looks. Now one of the ways to determine if it's ready is to do the figure 8 trick. Basically just grab a bit of your mixture like that, and you should be able to just draw a figure 8 like that. If you can't and it's too watery, then keep on mixing it. So I've just got a round nozzle on my piping bag here. I'm going to get a glass, fold this over and place it into the glass, and pull that over. This makes it easier to fill up. And all we'll do is carefully pour this in. Once that fills up like that, pull up the sides so you can fill up more. Alright, so I'm going to pour mine across 2 baking trays lined with baking paper. That's very important. And we're just going to aim down and just create circles around 3 centimeters in diameter. Now guys, make sure you are leaving a gap between them. It's just like making cookies. Alright, so that's one tray done. So what we need to do now is bang this on a hard surface about 4 to 5 times. The trick to that is to get rid of any excess air bubbles from there. And that's my second tray there, which will do the same thing again. Alright guys, so we're just going to leave these at room temperature now. You don't need to cover anything for around 45 minutes to an hour. In the meantime, we'll start to preheat our oven to 150 degrees Celsius. Alright guys, so I'm at the 45-minute mark now. As you can see, they've sort of dried up and they've got a shiny, smooth appearance to them. And you'll be able to also just run your finger along and it won't stick, which is what we want. So what we're going to do now is sprinkle some sea salt flakes onto each one. And we'll just go ahead and put these straight into the oven. And you want to bake them for around 17 to 18 minutes. Alright guys, so after 17 minutes I've just taken them out and just look how beautiful they look. So we're just going to let these sit here at room temperature before we fill them up. Alright guys, so after you've let them cool down, they should be easy to work with. And you should be able to just carefully take them off the paper like that. Just look how perfect that looks. So just carefully take them all off the paper. And what we want to do now is try and match those that are of the same size together, just so they look better. So just flip them over like that and make sure they match. Alright guys, so once you've grouped it all together, I'll put our caramel mixture into a piping bag with the same round nozzle. What we're going to do is get one of our halves, just carefully spread that out. Not too much, because once we push this down it's going to spread out. Get the other half and just carefully push it on like that. So that's one done there. So you just want to continue doing that. So once again, just carefully pipe it. And place the other half on. Just like that. Alright, and there we have it, just look at those. So guys, the trick now is to put them into the fridge for at least a day to let all those flavours develop and get the texture. You can of course eat them now, but it's not the same. Trust me, just be patient, wait one day. If you really need to, just eat one for now. And that's all there is to it. Now storage wise, you want to keep these in the fridge for around 3 days and they'll be good. I hope you like that guys, please like and subscribe. You can follow me on Facebook, Snapchat and Instagram. If you got any comments or suggestions, just leave them at the bottom and I'll see you all next time.